Yo, what's going on?
It's good, but it's good, man.
Ain't nothing much, man. I'm just chilling, man.
Well, Mark,
Yeah. What up?
I'm feeling good myself. Um,
Everyday people. Yeah.
it's a classic though. I really like this song.
I'm everyday people. And that's the theme of this episode. That's why it's called It Couldn't Be Me. Because guess what? I'm realizing while watching these Olympics, I'm everyday people.
Yeah. The Olympics do it to you, man. Watching baseball. Now, baseball is one of those sports where you understand how difficult it is in the basketball. But you're like, man, I can play outfield. I can go catch. I can throw a ball. I can throw somebody out at first. I can play shortstop. Like, there's a lot of parts of baseball you feel like you can play, right? Maybe you can't be a pitcher, and maybe you won't be able to hit a fastball, but you could do some other stuff. Football, I'm sure you see a position out there on the field that you're like, man, you know what I'm saying? What could have been if I was taller? If I had a workout regimen and I started it in middle school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of stuff you look at, you're like, man. But you're right. The Olympics does it to you every time, Mark.
Olympics, I'm like, nope, this ain't for me, man. Can't do it. I'm not built that way.
Hey,
I'm just everyday people.
I watched Usain Bolt, Mark, and we've been watching track and field all along. I watched Usain Bolt, and I was like, Rod, that man is not human. He's not human. He's making the fastest people in the world look slow.
Right.
Like, you have to watch stuff like that and just be like, nah, that's impossible. You know?
Hey, man, I was watching the kayaking or the canoeing event, whichever one it was. But yeah, man, literally, I'm watching the dude go. He's going around, see, the green ones, you got to go through them.
Yes.
The red ones, you have to loop around them. And like, he's going, and then like he got caught in a wash part where it was like basically like he was like in a treadmill, like that Joe was keeping him still because he had to make it over to the red one. And I'm watching him hustle, and he moving, and I'm like, and I'm like, all right, he's doing great, all right, and I'm clapping it up, watching, and I'm like, this joint should be coming to an end soon, right? And like, I'm like, all right, and then I'm like, and then I'm looking at the joint, and I'm like, dang, this joint ain't ended. Like, it's still going. Like, I'm like, oh, it's still going. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm watching his face, and I'm watching him. And at one point, then it was like, all right, now I see where now he has to dig deep to keep going. And like, I'm watching when he's like, you know what I mean? He's digging deep, and I'm like, dog. Nope. And I'm looking at how much time he got left, and in that moment, I said, can never do kayaking. Can never do this.
It's funny to me because like I'm just thinking of the analogy. You saying he's digging deep. He's digging deep, brother. You hit the foundation. It's concrete. There ain't no more digging going on here. That's what you were thinking when you were like, oh man, the race is almost over. And you're like, damn, you're not even halfway done. What do you mean the race ain't even close to done? You're like, no, you gotta be that guy. You gotta be, right? Yeah, like,
but bro he was giving it his all.
Endurance, man.
He was giving it his all, and he made a really good time. And I was just like, nah, man. There's just certain things. Like, I can't envision a world, like, watching him do that, I was like, I can't envision a world where I would ever, or could ever, do that. I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, curling, I can envision a world where where I could curl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, curling it's the one sport that I want to play. Like, there's some sports you watch, Mark, and you see it, and you're like, I want to try that. I want to do that.
Give me a broom right now.
Yeah.
Give me a broom. Watch what.
I've been using a broom my whole life, Mark.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not no stranger to the push brooms either. I went through basic training. I know what a push.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what a push broom about.
You know what I mean? I worked a job before. You know what I mean? Like, give me a broom, baby. I got this.
The big jersey out. The big jersey out. Yes, sir.
I was like, Doc, I could curl.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so all I gotta do is practice. You know what I'm saying? Like to get the physics down of the little whatever they call it. I can't remember what they call the actual thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like I can figure that out, man. I can tell you this. When I was younger, I wanted to do that kayak and stuff. When I got older, I look at it and I say I don't ever want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's the sports that you watch that you're like, that's cool to watch. I don't ever want to experience that. Nah, I don't want to experience that.
I was like, nah, man, ain't for me. Nope.
You see what I'm saying? Jay understands. He said I was swept on the floors, you know?
You know what I mean? I think I got this. I think I handled that.
Yeah.
But nah, man, it was just, but the Olympics so far has been very eventful, very good, and pretty much that's all we're going to talk about today. This will probably be a short one. We got the Olympics going to probably get into what's going on with UGA. A lot, too many incidences over there at UGA with their football team. Yeah, man, the France and Japan game was a classic. Did you see when Wemby got matched up against the shortest player? Yo, the picture of that is hilarious. The tallest player in the league are to play basketball in the Olympics versus the shortest player, who is 5'6".
That shit gotta look insane.
That dude,
you know what it reminds me of? There's a picture out there of Manute Bol standing next to Muggsy Bogues when they were both on the Washington Bullets. This is towards the end of Muggsy Bogues' career. Mm-hmm. But they had Manute Bol and they had Muggsy Bogues standing next to each other. And for reference, we're talking Manute Bol was 7'6", Muggsy Bogues is 5'3". I still remember what that picture looks like. It's crazy when you see that, man.
Yeah.
You can see it a million times, Mark. It's still going to look wild.
Yeah, the comparison, when you see those comparisons like that, you're like, oh, like when Wemby is standing next to a 6'9" dude or a LeBron or something like that, it's like, yeah, you can see the difference, but then when he's standing next to a 5'6" guy, you're like, oh, god damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, I know what it looks like when I stand next to a 5'6" guy. So when you see Wemby standing next to a 5'6" guy, you're like, nah, man, nobody is really that tall in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not real. You're not a real person.
It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Nah, man.
What I like about Wemby is not only is he a tall guy, but he is a tall guy that is not afraid of leaning into his size. Like he is gaining confidence in his size and using it to his advantage.
I'll say this, from everything that from all of the bits and pieces and games that I've seen from France so far with the Olympics, Wemby's playing way more comfortable over there, boy. Let me tell you, that man is comfortable, Mark. And what I'm seeing from Wemby right now, like on the national team, if he plays with that type of aggressiveness, or if they're able to, if they're able to build the offense or make some tweaks to the offense to where he can play like that and that comfortable, oh man, I don't even know what's going to happen this season coming up. But yeah, man,
no, like Wemby playing into his size is great and it's awesome. And unfortunately, another sizable person isn't doing that.
Hey man, that man getting put on posters out here, man.
Yo,
in the Olympics.
Yo, Joel Embiid is out here sleepwalking on the court. I don't know what's going on. Like you would think, like, oh, this is where the great experience will come in because now you're on a team with these champions. You're on the team with these guys, and you see their mentality, what they have to go through, how they go about it, and you get to share in that. You get to share in how they put up their shots, their shooting regimen, all of that stuff. And in game one, I'll just say it ain't running off. It ain't rubbing off. Like it's not rubbing off in game one. Now here's one thing for sure. Like you could say you still don't think he's healthy, and that might be true. But I think he's still running from smoke. Like because he had to go up against Jokic for literally. I just want you to know that you guys out there to know that this is the first time Embiid has ever played Jokic outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah, which is outrageous.
This is like that was in the Olympics was the first time Embiid has ever played basketball against Jokic outside of Wells Fargo Center. That's crazy.
Hey, man. It's a
That's
shame.
crazy. Embiid has ducked Jokic his entire their entire career that they have been together in the NBA. He has ducked them, and now he finally got matched up with him outside of Philadelphia, and he puts up a performance like that. Yeah,
hey,
man.
Like you say, South Sudan got some dogs. Hey, I'm sorry, I want to speak about this. Like South Sudan, they got. It's not just they got dogs because they do. They picking up half court, all that stuff, right? They got people playing on the ball defense and all that shit. But guess what? On the offensive side, they are not afraid to pull that. They pulling up. They walking up to the 3-point line after crossing half court and just pulling up, man.
Well, we will get to South Sudan. We will get to that. But I want to bring up this Jokic thing. Like, cause you say Jokic was cooking everyone except for Bam for real. Well, look at who he was going up against. We already know how the brow gets down. We know how we know how AD gets down. Like the dude runs from even playing center. Like he just like he don't run from smoke. He just runs from playing center. Period. Like
you don't want to play the position at all. Like you put him at center, and he's just good luck with the performance that you get out of him.
Right, and then Embiid, like I already said that. Like Bam is the one that is be like, nah, man. Like Bam is the one that kind of feel like he got something to prove. So it is like it is what it is, man. Luckily, LeBron and Steph and KD, 100% KD was out there to put on the show.
Hey, KD made this shit look easy too, man. When you looked up and it's like, what do you mean you got 21? That don't even make sense.
100%.
Really touched the ball.
I think he was listening to Crystal Waters before the game. Look, man, that was gold. You don't understand. Crystal Waters made a song 100% pure love, dog. See, that's the problem. You not in the music brain like I am. You know what I mean? You're not out here like you're not in these musical streets. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in today's streets. I'm in the recent. My streets are a little bit more confined when it comes to time. When it comes to the time zone, like you know what I'm saying. Your time zone is more expanded than mine, Mark. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit more, especially with the quick, pulling them up in the moment when it connects to something. You just that's what I will give you. Just better than me, Mark. Look, I can admit when somebody gets something. You know what I'm saying?
Flattery to get you everywhere, man.
But I will say this, like, so just about the Bam thing, right? It's already been proven, which I don't understand why people don't do this. Maybe it's because people don't play defense no more.
Right.
But who else did Jokic have a problem with? He got strapped up by, everybody remembers him getting strapped up by Dwight Howard. You get a taller, athletic defender on him. They don't even have to be 7 foot, but you get an athletic, somewhat tall defender on them, and it causes problems for him. Bam is exactly that. He's what, 6'9", 6'10", and he's just athletic. He's an athletic big guy, and he's active on defense, man. Jokic don't know what to do with that. Anthony Davis, I wouldn't exactly say he's full of energy on defense. Even in the times when Anthony Davis is playing defense, there's a different level of intensity that Bam brings. And I don't think there's a lot of players that are 6'9", 6'10" that do that. So I'm not surprised that Bam was the only one not getting cooked. Like you said, Mark, we already know what AD's about. We know what Embiid's about. This shouldn't be shocking to y'all.
So, but yeah, man. But once it was looking a little bit too close for comfort in that first half. That first half was looking a little bit too close for comfort for the Team USA. The second half, I guess they realized that, and they went away with it. They ran away with it. Oh, and by the way, somebody needs to tell Ant, hey man, don't cause no international incidents on the sideline, my boy. Like he out here giving the DX, DX moves on the sideline. Like, dog, you gotta relax.
Hey, I got a question. There was a clip, and this is why I'm enjoying talking about this Olympic stuff. There's so many things going on, right? There's a clip, right, of them doing the interviews in the hallway, and there's a dude that walks directly in front of the camera, like in between them and the camera, and it's Anthony Edwards and it's Jason Tatum up against the wall, right? And this dude just strolls right in front of him, right? And you can see when he passes Tatum just kind of ignores it. He professional. When he cuts through, Anthony Edwards gives him and then like you can see his eyes like tracking him through the crowd. And it's like, nah. He wanted to call him some obscenities. And for a moment there, he forgot where he was, and he was just like, yo. And then he snapped out of it. I was just like, yeah, Anthony Edwards, I don't know if he was ready for his Olympic experience, Mark.
Anthony Edwards turned into Xbox. He's turning into Xbox on the sidelines, going,
like
making all. I'm like, dog, you gotta chill.
Somebody gotta pull him aside and had to talk with him. Like, look, man, we can see it. Every day you get closer and closer to having an incident, my boy. We don't need you to chill out, man.
But yeah, man. But you brought up Jason Tatum, and I'm glad you did.
Oh yeah.
How you feel about Jason Tatum being like the only player to not touch the court?
Man, I feel like this is a trap. Mark. You know what? This is how I feel about it, right? It's an Olympic team, bro. You, Jason Tatum, bro. Find a way to get on the court. I'm going to Steve Kerr. I'm asking him, what is it? What is it that you need me to do? I understand if you say my play style doesn't fit the game for today. I'll change it. Like, show me some hunger, some passion, man. Show me some of that Mamba mentality, Mark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Show me some of that. Like, don't just quote these people, Mark. Embody them. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, what do I think about it, Mark? I think Steve Kerr also believes what he's been doing is nasty work. That's what I think. I would say karma, but karma means that a higher power is doing this to him. I believe Steve Kerr just doesn't like it. Maybe Steve Kerr is everyday people, Mark. Maybe he's just like me and you. And he's seen all the nastiness that happened when he won his chip. All the quotes, all the poses for pictures. He's seen the Jordan. Somebody made an excuse for him with the Jordan brand logo picture, right? And somebody's like, well, he's a Jordan brand athlete. Mark, do you know how many Jordan brand athletes has come across that name brand and have their own shoe and been a representative? Ain't nobody did the Jordan jump pose, man. I think Steve Kerr is just an everyday guy like me and you, and he don't like what he sees from Tatum.
Hey, man. It may be something, I don't know, but I do know that Steve Kerr said he felt like an idiot after the game. Like he's like he's been there the whole time in the sweatshirt. How did I miss that? Like,
well, I find it interesting because before it was Tyrese Halliburton. Now, when your name is in the same conversation, if you're on the Olympic team, Mark, and your name is in the same conversation as Tyrese Halliburton on the Olympic team, there's a problem here, sir. Like, look, I'll tell you this: if I was Jason Tatum, there is nothing in this world. There's not a reason or an excuse that Steve Kerr could give me that would make me believe that he didn't know that I'm sitting there at the end of the bench, dog. Yeah. There's nothing.
Right now, here's the thing. Like for me, like beyond the jokes, the only issue I really have about it is that, hey, Jason, why didn't you walk up to him like, yo, what's going on? Like, put me in, coach. Like, what's happening? Like you said, where is that hunger? Like, Kobe wouldn't allow the game. Like, all the people that you looking to embody and the people that you embrace, those people wouldn't have allowed that game to go by without walking up to the coach saying, I haven't played. You was cool chilling.
We've seen LeBron check himself in. We've seen LeBron erase the coach's entire play and then say, "Give me the damn ball." Like we've and that is one of the genuine LeBron moments. I think he really felt that way about Black. But let's be honest. Like you said, these people that you're trying to embody, and that you're saying, you're telling the whole world that you're embodying these people. And it's like you think maybe he should have texted Kobe, Mark. Maybe he should have texted Kobe, and maybe he would have got an answer or something. Like, I don't know. That's what you do when you come along these times, apparently. So why don't you text Kobe, ask him what I'm saying? Where's that Kobe meme where he's sitting like this and they got him in the clouds? Like, where's the Kobe meme at? Like, I know Kobe ain't like that, man. I know Kobe like, nah, this man running around spitting this Mamba mentality nonsense, and he ain't even try to check himself in. He didn't sneak into the game. He didn't go curse Steve Kerr out on the sideline. Come on, man. Hey, Jordan, Kobe, they would have cursed Steve Kerr out, man. Stop it.
They wouldn't have stood for that. They would have been like, we will not have it.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, what are we doing here, man?
Not at all.
Anthony Edwards wouldn't have let it happen. like I don't know, man.
You damn right. Anthony Edwards would not have had it. But no. But there's the last thing on Team USA as far as basketball goes. For me, Anthony Edwards, he is the person that I look at and I'm like, this experience for him and being around all of them, at like all the legends that he grew up with, all at once, like, and getting to play with them all at once,
practice,
like practice with them,
see how they prepare.
Let's go. Like, next year, look out for Anthony Edwards, because this experience is going to, I believe this experience is going to elevate him to a whole nother level.
See, yeah, MJ would have stole Steve again. MJ would have smacked fire out of that. Yeah, exactly. That never happened. But Mark, it's funny that you're bringing up Anthony Edwards. I just find it weird and interesting. You're saying, man, Anthony Edwards playing around all these guys. He could, like, man, this is crazy, man. Anthony Edwards' game, man, he probably soaking all this up. You don't think Jason Tatum soaking nothing up?
Hey, man, no. All right, real rap. In Jason Tatum's defense, he's been in the league longer than Anthony Edwards. Jason Tatum is no longer. I mean, yes, you could always learn. Like, let's be 100% clear. You could always learn, but Jason Tatum is no longer at the sponge stage. Like, he is one of the veterans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't a old vet, but he is.
No, he is. You're correct. Anytime you're in your second contract, then yeah.
Like, he's entering into his veteran stage of his career, so he's not like at that sponge stage anymore. Edwards is still at that, like,
And so was soaking up the bench though. Like, I don't know what to tell you, Mark. All right. You know what? I'm gonna leave Jason Tatum alone. That was enough Jason Tatum slander. But I'm gonna be real with you. I told you I don't like Tyrese Halliburton. I will be very honest with you. I don't like him. It has always been something about his personality that rubbed me the wrong way. And then every time I hear something new about him, I'm like, see, this is why I don't like him. But with that said, all these are jokes with Jason Tatum. Obviously, I do feel my biggest issue with Jason Tatum is just all of the impersonating people stuff. all that stuff can just go somewhere. Jason Tatum is a phenomenal player. Like I said, you know me from the beginning. I said he's not the person that y'all think he is. He's not going to turn out to be the person that y'all think he is. He's not going to turn out to be the person that y'all want him to be as far as a player on the court. So Jason Tatum is exactly who I always believed him to be. And he's going to be a great player for the rest of his career. He's just never going to be, I don't believe that in today's NBA, he's ever going to be a top 5 player. And I think the sooner that people realize that, the sooner that they can just kind of enjoy watching Jason Tatum play.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, yeah, so I'll leave him alone about the bench stuff, I guess. You know, I had to get my shot.
Tomorrow, we ain't got to worry about that because I am positive Jason Tatum's going to play, and we get to enjoy South Sudan. Go up against. We get to enjoy South Sudan go up against Team USA, and for the second time. Here's a good question, I guess. At least I believe it's a good question. How do you feel this game will go for either one of these teams? Because this is the second time that they have met now.
Yeah, so like the way that I see this going is you're gonna see two things, because I believe Team USA is awake right now. They had their close calls, but the South Sudan game was a lot more of a South Sudan, more close of a call than Serbia game. So like two things. You're gonna see Team USA come out and try to command or set the tone early. They have to. And they're going to set the tone early because on the other side, South Sudan is going to walk in this game. Like they seemed pretty confident in the first game. They're going to be extremely confident tomorrow. So they are going to walk in this game and they're going to be playing as if they deserve to win or as if they are the better team. So I think you're probably going to see an even better South Sudan team than the first game, but I also believe that you're going to see Team USA try to set the tone very early. So yeah, I think the game is going to be an even better game than the first game. So that's what I'm thinking. You're going to see the better version of both teams.
All right,
it's going to be a close game.
I tend to agree with what Jay says here. What Jay says here, excuse me. He says KD playing, it really shouldn't be that close. And because of their last game, they will be locked in. Just depends on how USA defends the three. Now, this is like, that's 100% where I feel how this will go is that Team USA, they got caught sleepwalking. And this was the team that they almost lost to. Like, yeah, the other game was closer than they would have liked, but this was the one that LeBron had to put on his cape to win the game. Now, and I think that was a wake-up call for Team USA. And so I'm looking at this game thinking Team USA, they should come out here with a point to prove. Like, you know what I mean? Because now this isn't preliminary games. These are the real matches. And they should come out here with a point to prove. And last time they won gold, they took like a loss or two. I think that this time they may be aiming for no L's.
Yeah.
And if you have a team, let's just face it, honestly, man. If you have a team with KD, LeBron,
and Steph
and Steph on it, you better not lose a game. Like you really should.
True.
You better not lose a game. Like that's a real thing, man.
Yeah. So this is what I'll say. Yes, I do see. Now here's where I think there's room for South Sudan to still keep it a close game. KD, I don't think he's going to come out and try to be a killer. Let's be honest. He didn't try to come out and be a killer this last time either, and he put up 20 points really quickly, 8 of 8 shooter, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the people that I expect to come out and play, I expect LeBron and Steph to absolutely carry that and be like, nah, we coming out like. If you remember the highlights in the first one, it's like when Sudan hit a few threes, Steph was like, nah, I'm running back down the court and I'm throwing up a 3 now. Like, Steph has that in him. I know Steph does. But I know LeBron. We've seen it when he had his last days in Cleveland before he went to LA. In some of these games where in the playoffs where they weren't supposed to be in them, or they were losing the series to Indiana, and LeBron comes out first quarter and drops 15 in the first quarter. Because he's trying to set the tone. So I expect Steph and LeBron to come out there with that type of energy. Defensively, I expect LeBron and I expect AD to come out there defensively and be aggressive. You know, Drew Holiday. So I think you're gonna have some people on Team USA come out with that aggression. I just don't know if everybody is going to have it. And like I said, I expect LeBron to come out first quarter and set the tone. Now, will LeBron play like that for 4 quarters? I don't know. Will everybody play like that for 4 quarters? Or will they take a commanding lead in the beginning and then kind of get comfortable? So that but either way, we're both agreeing that if they play like how they're supposed to, it shouldn't be close.
And I'm not just saying if. I expect them to play how they're supposed to, because I'm expecting them to take South Sudan seriously as they should.
Yeah, I just haven't seen anything from them so far that makes me think that they're going to come out and play the way that I would like them to. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping you're right, because this is the Olympics. It is about Team USA, okay? Right. And this is our thing, okay? The basketball thing, since the inception of the Dream Team, this is supposed to be the event that we come into every single Olympics, and we're supposed to walk away with gold every single time. This is our shit. So yes, that's what I want. I want all of the speculations about, oh man, all that stuff during the NBA season. If you built a team with Team USA, do you think they'd be able to compete against the other NBA players for the fourth? I want all that talk to stop. I want them to stop looking at USA and just looking at us like we're a bunch of soft folks in basketball, and we not really the cream of the crop of basketball anymore. I would like for us to silence all that. And the only way to do that, or the best way to do that at this juncture, is to completely I need a 15 to 20 point victory over South Sudan. That's what I want to see. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. All right. Let's go ahead and get out of basketball, man. All right. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, just to let you guys know, we don't have no particular order to how this goes today. Kind of freestyle.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the let's just go ahead and talk about the medal track. Right now, currently,
I got it.
The Team USA leads all teams. Leads all countries in medals. Team USA has 26. 4 of those medals are gold, 11 of those are silver, 11 of those are bronze. The country with the second most medals is somehow France. France has 5 gold, 9 silver, 4 bronze. And look, man, this is where I put on my tinfoil hat, my conspiracy theory guy. This is where I get like a little perplexed. And I'm like, hey, somebody go ahead and explain to me how France has 18 medals. Because in 2020 Olympics, the total medals that France had for the entire games, the entirety of the games, was 33.
Yeah, they had 33 total, right? Now, Mark, I want you to say how many America had at the end of that, because
at the end of the games in 2020, America had 113.
Okay, so and I need that to be in perspective for y'all. Y'all can see on the screen right here.
Well, it's a little small, but yeah,
it's a little small. But I'll just let you know. All you need to know is 26 is what America has right now. The Olympics just started. We are nowhere near the end.
We're 3 days in.
They're already past halfway. They're already halfway past their total from last Olympics. Total was 2020. Yeah, their total was 33. They're at 18 already, bro. We just started. Like they probably on track to get like 70. How is it? You know what? I'm not gonna say how is it. How's it? Don't you find that suspicious? Don't you find that suspicious?
Yeah.
like the games are in France. The games just so happen to be in France. We have a number of incidences that I've been watching that it seems like, you know, I can't quite point out where they're giving France wins, but I could definitely point out where they're suppressing some of America's gold medals. And then you put that and you couple that with the Coco Gauff situation. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like I thought the Olympic Committee goes through a rigorous process of figuring out who the judges and the officials are.
Yeah, man.
I thought that's what they did. I thought it was a rigorous process, Mark.
Hey, like I watched Team USA in the gymnastics, the men's gymnastics. I watched them have a very clean competition, and somehow, like, I mean, doing stuff that I ain't seen nobody else do. Now, mind you, this is team, but I watched the young guy on the power horse go crazy. I watched Frederick on the vault thing go crazy, and somehow this team only wins bronze.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Yeah. Like it's crazy because I was like third. Like we were watching. Like I said, we were watching. It said third, and it's like, oh, so Japan and China, they made mistakes. They made multiple mistakes, but they're in first and second for that competition, and America gets bronze. Look, man, and I understand the people that the competitors, the people there competing, they're excited that they got a medal. But let me tell you something. I wish they would have been just as perturbed as I was, Mark. I wish they would have had the scrunched up face, like, huh? Shaggy? Like, I would, you know, Drake. China got first place. I wish they would have had some other type of energy, Mark, to say that, you know, look, man, you know we were supposed to have that, because that's what seems to be happening out here, man.
Hey, and Jay, I did notice this. That's kind of interesting. Jay said they just have better athletes now, a lot more melanated, and I noticed that. I just noticed this around every country, just about. I was like, damn, every country got a lot more black athletes playing for them now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is that the difference? Is that the difference? Like, all these countries got a lot more black athletes on their teams now, which is it's just interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, and in doing this research or whatever, and looking up like, hey, what's going on? Why France got 18 medals when they only had 33 in 2020? And it seems like this is a common thing. Every time there was a little thing that came up when we was looking, when Sean was looking for this, and every time that a host country hosts the Olympics, their medal count increases that the year that they host.
Yeah,
and the very next one, significant drop in their medal count.
Yeah.
The very next Olympics, significant drop in their medal count.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to be like, hey, man.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
That's all I'm talking about. Like, help me understand how these things are happening. How we getting here. Because
Yeah, nah, man. It's like the math ain't mathing, man. The math ain't mathing. Funny side note on that. Shout out to Cam. He addressed people the other day. He said, "Look, man, everybody's saying that now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made fun of me when I said computers. I got the computers puting. You know what I'm saying? Now it's the math ain't mathing and all this other stuff."
Yeah, he started it off.
Hey, he said, "Hey, y'all was making fun of me before. I want my credit now." But real. What you got there? Oh, don't let USA boxing kids know.
Hey, man, just very quickly, because a whole lot doesn't need to be said about this, but I like Claressa Shields at heavyweight. Stay right there. I like what I see at heavyweight.
Hey, so you saw the weigh-in. so you saw the weigh-in, huh? I saw the weigh-in too. Interesting choice. I also thought it was very strategic. I thought it was, I like to support female athletes. You know what I'm saying? And you can really tell how much work she put into preparing for this fight, Mark. You can really see, you know what I'm saying? What they say, the shape of things to come. Anyway, nah, man. I too like Claressa Shields at heavyweight, man. I am a fan.
Yeah, dog. But man. Shout out to her.
Absolutely.
Making great quick work of people that they said supposed to be a challenge.
Hey, old girl look out match. Yo, Claressa was bigger, stronger, faster. Yeah, it was crazy watching that. but yeah. Nah, I don't like. Yeah, she's right. She should do mixed martial arts because I don't know what's happening over there in boxing, but she ain't getting no competition.
Hey, man, but nah, man. Back to the Olympics thing. There's just a lot of weird stuff that's going on. Coco Gauff has been eliminated. I was definitely rooting for her to get her first gold. And she didn't get it. She was eliminated in the third round. And what's interesting about now, she was already losing. Let's be very clear that she was well behind in that set when she was losing. The only issue
That's funny, dog. That's funny. She came out there like Ricky and Don't Play Mama. Hey, hey, look. Hey, shout out to John, man. Hey, look. Sorry, I had to pull the comment up, man. I had to.
Yeah. But nah, man. Like Coco, what was interesting was in this match, she hits a serve and the person says it lands on baseline and the person serves it back and it was called as out and when it was called as out, the umpire overruled the call saying that it was in, but because it was called as out, Coco didn't try to hit the ball back.
Yeah.
So the umpire said, "No, that's in." Point to old girl, and and she's like, "Yo, I didn't even try for the ball because they announced that they said it was out, and you giving the old girl the point." And Coco falls into tears about it, and it's an argument between her and this person on the situation. And what's interesting about that, or what's troubling, I guess maybe, is because on that very same court, the French Open, because that's the same course that they use for the French Open, on the very same court, just in June, on June 6th or June 5th, at the French Open, the exact same thing happened to Coco Gauff at the French Open. And it was a thing then, like same sort of scenario where the umpire all of a sudden just overrules a call and Coco loses a point because of that. And it's just very weird that these things keep happening with the French.
You know, they
or the umpires at the French Open.
You know what it is, man. She showed up. She got the braids. She got the beads. They thought she was Serena Williams, or they thought she was Venus Williams. They thought she was another one of them Williams sisters, dog. And it's like, nah, we coming to get you too. That's what it was, Mark. They think all black people look alike. I don't know, man. But I'm just saying, this is the same way that Serena and Venus Williams were always treated whenever they would go participate in the French Open. Like, something at some point has to be done. They are blatantly doing this in front of everybody, in front of all the viewers around the world. And it seems like the only people that complain about it or speak up about it seem to be of a particular hue. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, or the player themselves. That's it. It's just, I feel like somebody has to step in. Olympic Committee, this is a time, like, obviously you can't.
Coco was going. Yeah, you can't do nothing about it now. But
well, I understand that she's eliminated.
Going to lose that anyway.
Now, granted, that is true. What I'm saying is, the French Open, they're running their own stuff. They don't care. Olympic Committee has some type of bearing over the French judges, if they have any, or whatever judges they selected. My guess, they probably selected judges that are familiar with the courts and familiar with that environment. So it's probably some of the same judges that are there from the regular French Open. I'm just saying, even if nothing can be done, Mark, to rectify the situation or fix it, I don't care. I just want somebody to say something other than the fans.
Yeah.
I feel you. Acknowledge
it. My advice for Coco, because she is still young, but my advice for her now is to just, play it through. Play it through regardless of what you hear. Just play it through anyway, because now you've experienced it twice. So fool me the first time, shame on you. Fool me the second time, shame on me. Fool me
I
3
thought it
times.
was-
You know what? You can't fool me again.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, exactly. You can't fool me again. That's it. You know what I'm saying? but with that
I don't
said,
do a
like,
W.
yeah. You know, comedic genius. But honestly, at that point, I don't care what the sports etiquette is. At that point, you're trying to win, and they've already cheated you on calls multiple times. You're talking about now, you're talking about June, you can go back to last year, the year before. They've been cheating her, bro. So, like, play it how you need to. Play it expecting them to do things like this, and then that'll solve those problems.
Right.
Like, that's all you can do, because guess what? You came here to win. If that's what you have to do to win, to prevent them from cheating you, then so be it. Do what you got to. And that's something simple that you can do that doesn't require you to be extra or cheat or anything. So,
Right. Now, yeah. All right. Now, getting away from tennis and getting to my favorite sport, indoor volleyball today was Team USA versus China. Yeah, versus China.
oh, that wasn't the Brazil versus Dominican Republic one?
Nah.
Okay, my bad.
Nah, I ain't watched that one yet. It was USA versus China, and that was an excellent match. Now I'm just gonna set the stage for you guys. Team USA won gold in indoor volleyball in 2020. China won gold in indoor volleyball in 2016. So already we had the last 2 gold champions matching up against each other. And this game was incredible. China came down, went up 2 sets early. They won the first 2 sets. And it really didn't look like Team USA was out of sorts. They couldn't figure themselves out. And then Team USA made a change in the lineup. They kind of took away the veterans that had been there before and let the young guys get a lot more time. And them young guys for Team USA, they was playing. That's when Team USA went up the 2 sets. They railed off 2 sets, so now it's tied. So now they have to have a tiebreaker, and in the tiebreaker, you have it only goes to 15 instead of 25. And going to 15, that last set ended 15-13. China won, but it ended 15-13. And China was sitting on that game match where they were sitting at 14. Team USA had 11. So Team USA had to score. So Team USA shut them out 2 more times before China could score again. They almost made it to that love to where they would have had to keep playing for to break the tiebreaker, because you have to win by 2.
Yeah, you have to get 2 in a row to win at that point.
And they would have. So it was an incredible game, man. It seems like China has a bunch of players that just didn't work out for basketball. Like those Chinese females are 6'6". They got a few of them, and they got quite a bit of them.
I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. The Olympic volleyball players might be better athletes than some of the basketball players. They might be the best athletes when it comes to just jumping ability, moving, being tall, all that stuff, man. So yeah, the volleyball players are different, bro.
All I'm saying is, man, be on the lookout for China and Team USA for that rematch, because it looks like this is going to end up being them 2 at the end. And if it's them 2 at the end, look for that rematch. It's going to be crazy. But it was a great showing. And if you guys watched our last episode, you already know that when it comes to that indoor volleyball stuff, I be on it, watching.
I support women's sports.
Yeah, I support women's sports. And on some no BS, women indoor volleyball is a lot more entertaining than men indoor volleyball, and it's not for the reasons you may think, even though I joke about it, but it's not for they are just more tenacious, and I like their they have a lot more back and forth volleys than men do, which makes it more entertaining to me, just watching that intense back and forth.
I do volleyball is a bigger sport amongst women athletes than it is men athletes. So I do believe that part of that is the reason. So you do have top athletes that are just like, I'm not playing basketball, I'm not playing soccer, I'm here to play volleyball, I'm the best athlete in the world type stuff. So yes, and I agree with you, Mark. Excuse me. I have always thought that the women's volleyball teams in the Olympics have always played better. It's more entertaining to watch than the men. There's a few sports that are like that, but definitely volleyball is absolutely one of them.
All right, so there's nothing else I necessarily want to get into about the Olympics right now. I do want to say that if you guys have Peacock, go ahead and rewatch some of these sports. Rewatch the skateboarding street event. Team USA took silver and bronze. Japan took gold. And that trick that the dude did for gold, because he was down. It was Team USA at gold and silver, and he was fighting for bronze. But that trick that he did was incredible, and that shot him right over them to gold. So, and then when it was their turn, they both couldn't land the trick. But it was awesome. So I suggest go rewatching that. Watch the surfing event. That's cool.
Yeah, the surfing was pretty cool.
And if you don't have Peacock, for this, I suggest you get it.
Get it. Pay a little chump change for the month.
Yeah, the presentation is awesome. And it's well organized. You can easily go through the menus to see exactly what you're trying to get to. I suggest it for your Olympic tracking.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have a totally separate section of Peacock specifically for the Olympics, and within that section, they have that subsection out, and then the subsections have subsections. It seems very well organized, very easy to find exactly what you're looking for. In, let's say an event happened, you missed it, it was like a day and a half ago. They make it easy for you to still be able to go back, find those events, watch them. I had it on the big screen the other day. We had it on the big screen the other day, and they had a view to where they were showing all of the big events happening simultaneously at that time, and it was picture in picture. But I had 5 pictures, not 4. I had 5 pictures going at once. So I was able to watch 5 events at once, and then toggle between them for which one I wanted the audio to be coming from. So yeah, absolutely. If you're trying to watch the Olympics, Peacock is the best way. Also, me and Mark talked about this earlier. From now on, this is how I want my Olympics presented to me. This is exactly how I want to view it for the future going on, because this has been the easiest to follow everything that I wanted to follow. It's been the easiest to get to the things that you missed, just a couple clicks away. And like I said, I really enjoyed that. Like the multi-view went all the way up to 5 screens. I see Troy making his entrance right on time. Hey, look. Look. Women's volleyball, pure athletes, okay? Clarissa Shields, pure athlete.
Yep.
Pure athlete. Good.
All right. So, but yeah, that's enough about the Olympics for today. Now we're going to get into kind of our final written down topic, which is, hey man, the dynasty might be over already. UGA, it's getting bad out there, dog. I don't know. Sean, you had up all the numbers, but
24.
The Georgia Bulldogs continue to get arrested. They continue to be bad hombres out there, as some people would say, and it's not like it's not just like new crimes or new misdemeanors and stuff. No, these are legitimate crimes. Some of these guys are committing it, man. And not only is it legitimate crimes, but it's repeat offenders.
Yes.
Like, it's not like, oh, this is a first time thing. No, like, it's repeat offenders. What was his name? Ra
Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't have it pulled up, but I remember. So Ra Thomas, last year, before the season started, because before the season started last year, he had an incident where he got charged with it was a family domestic abuse charge, and it was holding against somebody's will, which they count as kidnapping. So he had both of those, and then he also had battery charges because he left bruises and other, markings on this young lady that happened to be 17 years old. Okay, So 17-year-old girl, he was holding her against her will, got physical with her, and I would assume that she's a family member of some sort because they had the family tag on that. Fast forward to now, 4 days ago, he gets arrested, and this time it's again a physical violence situation involving family, but now we're talking children. So there's 2 counts of family and domestic abuse against 2 children, and then also 1 against an adult. So now, like I said, repeat offender, and it's a family domestic violence situation again. The first time he everything kind of went through due process, and the charges were dropped at some point. And once the charges were dropped, they allowed him to show up to the team and participate in everything, and everything was all good and forgiving. This time, though, he is suspended indefinitely. That is per the, I believe it's per university rules or SEC. I can't remember offhand right now, but that's just protocol for them to suspend them indefinitely until the case plays out. But the way I look at this, Mark, is like you said, there's a pattern here with that individual, but it's not just that individual. They have had the University of Georgia football team has had 24 arrests since January of 2023, and 24 arrests that involve driving. We're talking reckless driving, reckless endangerment. We're talking speeding and racing on highways. We're talking DUIs, all of that. So the question here, Mark, is what's going on with Georgia? What's going on there? Is this the Gators of old? Or is this the Urban Meyer Gators? Is this the 98 Miami Hurricanes? What's happening here, Mark? What's really going on in Georgia? And is anybody gonna fix it anytime soon? Travis Etienne just got there as a transfer, and he already got himself a DUI.
Not Travis.
Or not Travis, my bad. Sorry. His brother.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you lost.
Yeah, I don't forget his name, but it's D. Etienne something. But I don't know.
His name begins with a T as well, but that's why I said Travis. But either way, no. He just transferred from Florida. He just got there, and he just got a DUI. So, I mean, at this point, right? Either the cops are targeting them. Maybe they're not even targeting them. Maybe the cops just know, right? And they're now like,
no, I don't think it's a targeting situation because it's Georgia, and we already know that they don't want to arrest these dudes in the first place. They don't want nothing to do with them. But
well, let me put it this way: not tracking, right? They're not saying I'm clocking this person's social media to see where they're going tonight. But I do believe when they pull them over and they arrest them, they're shaking their head. You look like a Georgia player. We're past the point of where we can just let you guys go with this, right? Somebody killed somebody in a vehicle last January, Mark. Right? So that happened. And since that happened, now all of these subsequent arrests are happening. So maybe not targeting. Maybe targeting is the wrong terminology, but they're absolutely looking at them when they pull them over and saying, you are a Georgia player. I can't let this go. We have to process this, especially after what happened last year. So why are they still behaving this way, man?
Yeah. Don't know, man. But listen, but that's part of the issue, man, because it's not just this. It's not just the arrest, but UGA has the lowest graduation rate by far. I think the lowest out of anybody else is it's 67% or something like that for the next lowest school. UGA is all the way at 45%. They're less than 50% of their football players graduate.
Yeah.
And it's not just but they have a high clip of players that leave early and go into the NFL. It's not just that. It's 41% is really low. And then you have the next lowest school is 64.
You know what's funny, man? I remember there was certain schools that existed, certain universities that existed in Virginia, like Norfolk State. We knew the numbers too. We also knew the freshman dropout rate.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that signaled us to say? That's the party school. That is the party school. People wanted specifically to go to Norfolk State just because they knew they was really partying out there. You telling me that 40% of your freshmen drop out? 40% of your freshmen drop out of college because of issues with their grades and all that thing. So they're just that should deter people. But they're like, yo, y'all really partying out there. So no, man, those numbers say to me, Mark, that it's absolutely a party school. It's absolutely the school that you can do whatever you want and get away with it. It's absolutely the school to where you don't have to go to class. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like to me, Mark. It seems like there's a very specific environment that's going on there in Georgia to where apparently, having a good head on your shoulders, academia, those things aren't priorities right now. So yes, winning football games and Do whatever you want to do in your off time, sir. So it does not seem like there's anybody within the coaching staff, athletic department, et cetera, that is addressing this situation, because I refuse to believe that they're coming down and addressing the situation and holding people accountable, and yet they're just out here wilding out. Everybody, new players that didn't even know the old players are coming here and wilding out.
Yeah.
Not Travis, but Etienne didn't have no issues in Florida. He shows up here, he getting DUIs as soon as he touched down. Like, something has to be going on with the locker room environment, with the environment as a whole there at UGA, and within the student athlete department.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But listen, man. Last thing before we head out of here, though.
Yeah.
NFL is officially back. Everyone's in training camp now. Everyone.
Yeah.
So, and another team that seems to be like they've been dominating, but guys can't seem to get out their own way is the Chiefs.
Here we go.
The Chiefs have guys that just won't get out their own way. Rashee Rice, I am 100% like, and this is not a hating thing. It's just that I do not believe with the things that he has done that he deserves a second chance. I don't believe in it. I don't believe that he should that he should get to play this season at the very least. But right now, it's on hold or whatever until they figure out what they're going to do with the legal process.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
But I feel like that's a bit of a cop-out from the NFL.
Yeah. Like, let's be honest, man. It's the Chiefs, number one. You got your poster boy, Pat Mahomes, there, number two. The Chiefs, everybody knows they're trying to three-peat. We know what's happening here, right? They don't got no wide receivers. So, like, if they had wide receivers on this team, Mark, I feel like he would have been gone. Mm-hmm. They don't have you can't trust Kadarius Toney. We just seen him in practice the other day. You know what I'm saying? Catch a ball, get hit afterwards, get angry, and throwing balls at people's heads. Dog.
Right.
Like, he's still a knucklehead, man. You lucky to be on this team after last year, bro. You shouldn't be throwing balls at nobody in practice.
Yeah,
like,
and I really feel as though that's a bit of an issue with Andy Reid. Andy Reid is a fantastic redemption guy, and like so with that person being the guy that wants to usher everyone into that redemption or help them into redeeming themselves. You have stories like Michael Vick, and we're grateful that somebody gave Michael Vick a chance.
Yeah, T.O.
And then you have T.O., like, where you're not afraid to take a guy like T.O., whatever. But then you also have the other side of it, where you have the guys where it's like, hey, man, they don't deserve that.
They don't.
Like,
you know what's funny, Mark? Every time the guys that deserve it, when they show up, they show out. Yeah. They understand the moment. They understand the opportunity that they were given. Because it's really funny, Mark. The people that deserve it feel guilt.
Yeah.
And part of them feels like they don't deserve another chance. Part of them feels like, even if they don't feel that way, part of them feels like they're not going to get another chance. And that's part of what drives them to, when they do get that opportunity, for them to do everything right and everything at a high level. And then you got people like Kadarius Toney, who fake hurt before the Giants traded him to the Chiefs, and then basically put up middle fingers on Twitter when he got there, because he was saying they were like, oh, you gonna be out the league, and he's like, look at me, I won a champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said he did a lot of wolfing, man. He did a lot of chest pumping and all that stuff. You know, when he left the Giants, and you know, it's a different vibe than what you got when you saw Mike Vick in Philly. It was a different vibe than what you got when T.O. showed up to Philadelphia. You know, So yes, there's people that deserve it. There's people that don't, and it's always the people that feel like they absolutely deserve it that are the ones that don't.
Yeah, but it is what it is. And pretty much, man, look out for the Eagles this year, man. I keep forgetting that John Ross is the Eagle, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, John Ross is the Eagle, bro.
You know what I don't forget, Mark? That Saquon is the Eagle. I'm very upset about this, Mark. You know, there was a chance that we had an opportunity at one point to get Saquon. Look, man, there was even rumors this year that we might go after Saquon, and it was like, we can't. We got Christian McCaffrey. Why would we go after Saquon? It don't make sense. Either way, congratulations to Eagles fans, okay? You guys got yourself a running back again. It's so weird that you guys have always had these amazing running backs, and then you went through this weird period where you kind of did your favorite period, you know, where you have your bargain bin running back by committee period, you know, your favorite, Mark. But now you're getting back to what Philly does, Mark. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always been known to have running backs.
Hey, no, but this is our first power back. This is
your first power back. But you know what's crazy is he's still the type of running back that you guys like. He is still elusive. He still goes out and catches. You can do all the same things with him, but he also brings a different element that you
he's our first power back since LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, you don't need a separate back for power and then a separate back for all the other stuff. You got it in one package, and this is the first time that y'all ever had anything remotely close to that. And I know if I was an Eagles fan, I would be super excited about it because people are like, oh, well, Saquon, he got the injuries, I look at that addition to the Eagles the same way I look at the addition for Christian McCaffrey initially. Because let's be honest. Initially, I'm like, man, we got all these weapons. We don't have to force feed Christian McCaffrey. You don't have to give him the ball all the time. His first couple of games, he got like 18 touches, and I'm like, yeah, he gonna be healthy. Now I'm concerned. I'm concerned about his health again. But Eagles, same situation. You already know how they get down over there. Somehow, some way, Kenneth Gainwell was going to get touches, but you know what I'm saying. But you have to look at it.
Right now, it's Will Shipley, the rookie.
Always somebody, Mark. Okay, it's always some 5'6",
some random dude that don't deserve it.
Some 5'7", 180-pound running back that's a little squirrely back there. It's always somebody, Mark. But the point is, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not worried about Saquon injury that much. Y'all not force-feeding him the ball 40 times, right? So you look at the makeup of the team and you say we got enough weapons to around Saquon to keep him healthy. And guess what? He's not even going to be the first option on the team. Let's be honest. So it's still going to be A.J. Brown. It's still, and it's still going to be Jalen Hurts, being the dual threat. So I like the 1-2 combination. I don't know. If I was an Eagles fan, I would be like, I'm excited for this season. So I feel you on that. I know you say look out for them. I am. I'm going to see if John Ross do anything. I know that's what you're looking out for. But I'm here to watch Saquon this year, Mark. I'm going to tell you right now.
Hey, John Ross is with two receivers that are fairly sure-handed.
He's going to take the top off of defenses, and it's going to be a problem, Mark.
Yeah. Like, bro, if John Ross figures out how to catch in Philly.
Man, he is exactly what we need, man. The only problem is, we just got to figure out, he got to figure out how to catch the ball at wide receiver. Yeah, I guess, but let's be honest, man. He's going to be, I think this is my prediction for John Ross. He's not going to put up the same numbers, but I expect it to look like trying to think of some receivers that benefited. Like I said, like Dante Stallworth. He's not going to put up those numbers, But Dante Stallworth in single coverage when T.O. was with Philly was crazy. Dante Stallworth on single coverage when he had Randy Moss on the other side of him in New England. Like, John Ross is going to have games where he doesn't do anything, but he's going to have games where he has 2 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's just the way I see it. He's going to get loose. He's good. It's Andy. Well, it's not Andy Reid. Excuse me, but you know, he's going to get loose. He's going to split the defense.
Tavon Austin.
Thank you. Tavon Austin is a very good example. But that's what you're going to see spurts and you're going to see things. But if there's any point during any game where somebody loses track of them because they're focusing on Saquon and they're focusing on AJ Brown or focusing on Devonta Smith, teams are going to pay for that. The one thing I do believe John Ross can do is he has a good chance of catching an open ball, right? Wide open. So, and I think he's going to get some wide open looks.
Right. All right. So, yeah, man, that's it for this episode, guys. Hey, maybe take a chance on that South Sudan plus 30. You know what I mean? Hey, because do you really think they're going to lose by 30? If they lose by 25, you win. So
I'm going to tell you right now, I know people that have already been betting the other team to cover. You know, we talked about this last week, Mark. Just bet for them to cover.
Yeah.
That's it. Just bet for them to cover, man. Take that bet.
All right. But that's all we got for this evening. Remember, as always, it's only entertainment when it comes to these entities like the NBA, MLB, NFL. It's listed as sports entertainment. So do with that what you will. Just anytime you make a bet, think about how does it benefit them. And with that being said, peace.
Peace.